All right. So here's what I want to do today. I would like to go ahead and start it. 1 second. I just made a mistake. All right. What I'd like to do is I'd like to spend a little bit of time making sure that everybody knows the names of the different angled pairs. And then we're going to spend a little bit of time uh, setting up and doing some equations related to those angled pairs. Okay. All right. So what I'd like everybody to do is get your ruler. You got to have a ruler today. Okay. And I'm going to make you a nice, quick little diagram so that you can refer back to it. All right. This diagram you do need to copy. Okay, everybody start by copying that diagram down. Okay, when you got it copied down, go ahead and give me a thumbs up. Okay, so let's start. We're going to do this kind of like in an organized way. All right. These are alternate interior. And these are alternate exterior angles. Okay. These are so remember, consecutive was that other name that you sometimes see when you're dealing with same side. Okay, so I just wanted to put that in there so that everybody has it in case you see it. And you'll see it on IXL. And, depending upon the book or the teacher or the problem, you might see either same side or consecutive. It just depends. So you need to know both terms. All right. And now finally, the one in the middle, which is not like any of the others. Because it's not interior or exterior, right? You got one of each. These are corresponding angles. When you copy all of that, go ahead and give me a thumbs up. Give everybody maybe one more minute. Make sure everyone got a copy. I don't want to leave anybody behind, because this is going to be your cheat sheet. All right, are we all good to go? Ready to rock and roll? All right. So the next diagram, I don't want you to copy it. I just want you to help me answer questions with it, okay? Because the diagram is going to change all the time, and it doesn't help, it doesn't do you any good to copy it. But it is important that you pay attention to it, okay? All right. Okay. Now, I did this with my other class, and it seemed to do okay. And so I'm going to try it out with you guys. Let's see how it works. All right. Like I said, don't bother copying it. All right. So here's the way I want this to go. I'm going to put a pair of pennies down on the diagram. And what I'm going to ask you to do is to tell me in the private chat what is the name of that angled pair. Now, not everybody's the super fast typist, so I'll handle abbreviations, okay? So in the private chat, tell me what is the name of that special angle pair. Okay. Yeah, like I said, if you're not the fastest typist, you can just abbreviate. So far, I like everything I'm seeing. Okay. So these are alternating because, they're like left and right, so that's good. And they are on the inside of the lines, you see? So these are alternate interior angles. How about those? Okay, I'm getting lots and lots of really good answers. Yes, these are corresponding angles because they're both in the upper left. They're both in the same spot in the diagram, right? And if we look at these four angles, it's in the upper left. And then this guy, he's in the upper left. Okay, good. What about those? Okay, good answers. And I like the fact that people are using different names. You know, I mean, these are same side. You could call them same side exterior, or you could call them consecutive exterior. Okay, either one is fine with me. Okay, all right, that's great. All right, so they are on the same side of the line and they are on the outside, so they're exterior. Okay, good, good, good. What about those? So far, I like every answer I'm getting. These are all good. If you've typed an answer, it's right. If you haven't, sometimes it's because the picture, you're looking at it sideways, right? So maybe if you wanted to, so if you're having trouble when they're like left right of each other, then do yourself a favor and then draw the picture like I've drawn it and then turn it so that you can see it a little easier. Okay. Sometimes this just starts looking like a spaghetti of lines on the page. Okay. So, yes, these are corresponding because they're in the same location, upper left on the two intersections. Okay. So these are corresponding. They're not interior or exterior because I've got one of these is exterior, like this guy, he's exterior. But this guy, he's interior, so I can't say interior or exterior. The only one that works like that is corresponding, and that's when they're in the same spot in um, the same location in the two intersections. Okay. What about okay? I like all my answers. They're coming in really well. Okay. That's good. Really good. Had one little hiccup, but that's all. Okay. So if I look at these, they're definitely exterior because they're both on the outside of the lines. Okay. Now, they are alternate because one's on one side of the line and the other one is on the other side of the line. So I've got alternate, and if again, like if you need to turn the paper, make it a little easier to see it, okay? You know, and if you want, draw the pictures so that you can have the numbers in the right places, like mine. I just went 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, you know, and so forth. So these are alternate exterior angles. Okay, good, good. All right. Now I'm going to ask you a tricky question. You're going to have to go back a week. All right. What's that? This is not on this sheet that you copied down today. These are not, you don't answer this because that's not what these are. Okay. Had good answers so far. Go back a week in your notes. 1 week, last Tuesday. Look at your notes from last Tuesday. Yes, these are vertical angles. Whenever you have two lines intersecting and you're talking about things like that look like that, okay, another pair of verticals would be those. Okay. Vertical angles are made when two lines cross or two segments or intersect. Okay, like that. All right. Turn this over. Okay. So now, one more. Okay, lots of really good answers. These are same side interior. They're on the same side of the line and they're on the inside. What about those? Okay. All right. So these guys are both in the same spot. They're in, if we think about these four angles here and these four angles here, this guy and this guy are in the same place. They're both in the lower left. And that means that, whether they are in this position or this position or this position or this position, all four that I just showed you, those are all corresponding, okay? Because they're all in the same, quadrant, if you want to call it that, okay? All right, so now I'm going to ask you this. Give me an angle. Go ahead. How about this? Give me the angles that are corresponding to this one. And I'm going to tell you right now, you're not going to answer anything in there. You leave those alone. So which numbers, you're just going to put the numbers in the box, in the private chat. Which angles are corresponding to that penny? All right. So I'm looking for angles that are corresponding to this one. And if I hop up here and I take a look, angle 4 is corresponding to angle 12. Okay. Now, if I look over here, angle 10 is corresponding. Okay. Okay. Let's try another one. Who is alternate exterior to that penny? Alternate exterior. Okay. Lots of good answers. All right. Pretty good, guys. Starting to think you're getting it. All right, so good. All right answers. Everybody's doing good. Okay, check it out. So let's hop up here, and I want alternate and exterior. So this guy's exterior, so I need an exterior angles, and I want the alternate one. So it's that guy. He's alternate exterior, so angle 3. Okay, a lot of people answered that one, and that was great. Now let's hop over to the other angle, to the other one. And since that's exterior, I want alternate exterior, and that is angle 9. So you have both. You have 3 and 9. Okay. How about alternate interior to that penny? I want alternate interior. Okay, I knew this one was going to catch some of you guys. Okay, so I want alternate interior. Now let's look up in here. Since this is an interior angle and I want an alternate interior angle, I want angle 6. Okay, so take a look at that. A lot of people did say angle 6, and that's great. Okay, now a lot of people looked over here and wanted to pick an angle over here too. But let me ask you something. If I picked 15, are they alternate interiors? No, this one isn't even a special pair. And these, what are these? These aren't alternate interiors. What are they? Somebody just unmute and tell me what those two are.
Alternate exterior.
Those are alternate exterior. Okay, so over here, I could say that they were interior because they're on the inside of these lines. But if I looked over here, this angle is now on the outside, so I can't make an interior angle from an exterior one if I look side to side like that. So that one was a little tricky. Okay, it only had one answer, not two. Okay. Who is vertical to that? Okay. Got a lot of good answers. I'd love it if more people answered. Okay. Vertical angles are across from one another like that. And what do we know about vertical angles? What are vertical angles always? What do they how are they related always? Vertical angles are blank. Okay, this one I'm glad I asked. Vertical angles are congruent always, no matter what, nothing, no exceptions. Vertical angles are congruent. Okay, even if you're at home, even if you're muted, I don't care. Say it out loud right now. Vertical angles are congruent. Okay, say it out loud so you can hear yourself say it. Right? There's a reason why teachers make you do that, because when you say it, it goes into a different part of your brain. And so it sinks in a little bit deeper. Vertical angles are congruent. Give me a thumbs up, everybody. Vertical angles are congruent. All right, well, I'll have to take that as the best I can get because I only got like 6 of you to give me a thumbs up. There we go. Thank you very much. Helps me out a little bit. Okay. Now, let me ask a question. On a scale of 1 to 5, how do we feel about naming angles and picking out pairs and stuff? By the way, did this help you at all today? I hope so. It worked with my other class, so I figured I'd give it a try here. Okay, good. All right. All right. All right. I'm happy about that. I'm glad it worked. Okay. You know, sometimes it works for one class, but it doesn't work for the other. So I wasn't sure, but I give it a try. Cool. I'll do it again next year too. All right. Awesome. So now let's try and do some problems. Okay. Oh, wait. You know what we'll do? Here's what we'll do. I'm going to try this. And if it works, it works. If it doesn't, it doesn't. I make a nice, this one, we're going to try this out. By the way, does anybody know what this shape is called? It's made from parallel lines. This is a parallelogram. Okay, we'll be dealing with parallelograms in the spring when we come back. Okay, from break. Okay. So here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna try this. It may or may not work. We will see. All right. So I'm going to tell you that everybody that you're looking at is parallel. Remember, that's what this symbol means, right? That's the parallel symbol. Now, please just for a second take a look at why I'm doing it this way, because there's a small little thing. All right. So just to talk about this for a second. So I've got a single arrowhead on these, and that's telling me that these lines are parallel. Okay. Now, you can tell I put a double arrowhead on these two. Why do you think I put a double arrowhead on these and a single arrowhead on those? What would it mean if I had only put one arrowhead and one arrowhead? What would be the problem, do you think? Does anyone maybe want to unmute and answer that or type it in the chat? Yeah, if I said that these all had one arrowhead on them, then what I'm saying is that all four lines are parallel to each other. And that can't be true because these guys intersect and parallel lines can't intersect. So what I'm doing when I put the double arrows on here is that I'm saying that these two are parallel as a pair and these two are parallel as a pair, but these two aren't parallel to each other, obviously, because they intersect. Okay. So yeah, we do this so that we say that these are together and those are together, but these guys aren't together and these guys aren't together, they're different groups. Okay. All right. So now here's what we're going to do. I want you to be able to tell me, I'm going to do this. I'm going to do an example for you. Okay. I'm going to put this number down. And I'm going to put it right here. Now, just for a second, you don't have to copy this. You just got to watch. Now, I'm telling you that this angle is a 73-degree angle. And I'm going to ask you, what is that angle? So some of these angles are congruent, some of these angles are supplementary. Do you remember they add up to 180? So these two are congruent or supplementary. These were in your notes from the other day, but take a look. This guy and this guy are in the same spot, right? And if this guy is 73 degrees, this guy is also going to be 73 degrees. All right. So in order to, you just tell me that the answer to this is 73 degrees, and you're done. Now, tell me what that one is. Is that going to be the same number, or are you going to have to find it somehow? Okay. So you've really only got two choices in this problem. You're either going to give me the same number back. It's either going to be the same number, or it's going to be 180 minus that number. Because those are your only choices. They're either congruent or they're supplementary. If they're congruent, then they're going to look alike, like the other two guys did, like this one and this one, they looked alike, right? See that? So that's why they were the same. This guy, you're going to subtract from 180. Okay, so this is where I think, okay, a lot of people are putting the right number in, but I don't know if everyone really believes it though. So here's the way you do it. Here's the way you can think about it. Give me a second. I'm going to show you a way to think about these. Let's just pause for a minute and we're going to try and do this an easy way, all right? So if we have parallel lines, you've only got two choices. They're either equal or they add up to 180. It's one or the other. So here's what I'd like you to do. I want you to draw this diagram. This one you're going to use. This is going to be a helpful diagram, I hope. Some other people showed me this trick and it worked for them. So we'll see. Okay. So I'm going to put a dot or a dash. Those are your choices. Copy this diagram down. So the way we do it, dot, dash, just go around the circle. Dot, dash, dot, dash, dot, dash, dot, dash. Go in a circle. And now here's the way you do it. A dot is equal to a dot. A dash is equal to a dash. And a dot plus a dash equals 180. Okay, so here's how we're going to use it. Now, please copy this. Now, so if I tell you that this is 55 degrees, what is that? Okay, good. And if I said, so it is 55 because they're both dots. Okay. And dots equal dots. Now, if instead of putting my penny there, I put my penny here. Okay. Great. A lot of good answers. So 55 plus something equals 180. So I take 180 and I subtract the 55 and I get 125. Okay. What about, okay, looking pretty good, ladies and gentlemen. I think it's starting to come together. Okay. Good. It is 78 because you take the 180. These are not the same, right? One's a dot, one's a dash. So something plus 102 equals 180. And if you wanted to write that down and do it as an equation, you could. You could say something plus 102 equals 180. Okay, because that's what's going on here. My dot was what I didn't know, plus the 102 gives me 180. And so we subtract and get 78. All right. Now, I'm going to take this diagram and I'll turn it. It's not like we haven't seen lines that look like that, right? Let's say So we had a dot and a dot. How about one or two more people? All right, good. So far, every answer that's gone in has been right, which is great. One more. Okay. So let's do this one. Everybody's doing pretty good. I wish I could have a couple more of you who haven't answered in a while to give me an answer too. Okay. All right. Yes, this is 117 degrees. Very good. Very good. Now, you ready for this? How are we feeling so far? We still doing okay? Scale of 1 to 5? Okay. Okay. So if you want, we can go around this thing and do dots and dashes. Remember, you just go in a circle. So dot, dash, 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 dot, dash. Okay. We ready for this? And somebody just said, okay, Ronco, like my 5 that I just said got knocked down to a 1. Okay. So let's pause for a second. Look at these two spots. Are they equal to each other or do they add up to 180? Somebody just say it out loud.
They're equal.
They're equal. So that means I'm going to say that they're equal. Now what's x? Okay. So you got to get x alone. How do I get rid of the 2? Okay. Let's try these 2. So look at where they are and ask yourselves, I got a dot and a dash. Are they equal to each other, or do they add up to 180? And if they add up to 180, then we have an equation. We add them up, and they equal 180. So you take away 80. Okay. Okay. So these 2, if we look at where they are, they both have a dot. So that tells me that they are the same. They have the same symbol. So that means that they are the same size. And so if they are the same, I'm going to say they are the same. And so now we divide by 4, and x is 17. So that's the whole idea, is that if we go back to what we talked about in here, if you have the same symbols, then you make your equation by just setting the 2 of them equal to each other. But if they have different symbols, this is your equation. You take the 4x and the 68, and you set it equal to 180. Okay. So if I gave you these, ask yourself, are they the same or are they different? just by looking at them. One of them's a small angle, right? One of them's small, it's less than 90, right? And then this guy is big. You know, he's more than 90. He's obtuse and he's acute. So they're not equal. So the only other thing that you can do is to set up that equation. You add them up and you set it equal to 180. Okay. So these two are different. One's a dot, one's a dash. So that means we don't set them equal. You can't say a big angle is equal to a small angle. That doesn't make any sense. But we add them up and set it equal to 180. Now divide by 4, and you get 28. Okay, let's try one more. So the first question is, do I set them equal to each other, or do I add them up and set it equal to 180? Those are your only two choices. And since they have the same symbol, that means that they are the same angle. Okay? Same symbol is the same angle. So if they're the same, that means they're equal. So they are equal. And now we get x alone. All right, let me ask you this question, ladies and gentlemen. Is the problem the algebra, or is the problem knowing how to set it up? If you can tell me where it sucks, then I can do my best to fix it next class for you. So just tell me where it sucks and we'll fix it. Because some of you guys got it. Some of you really don't, or at least you're not saying anything. You can be honest. Anybody want to tell me why it sucks? Because if you can tell me, then I can help you. You know, who? How about this? Thumbs up if you hate algebra. Okay. So if it's the algebra that sucks, then what we can do is we can work on how to do this. Okay. Um, maybe, how about this? Today after school in office hours, all we're going to do is work on algebra. So for those of you who hate the algebra, give me 20 minutes and I'll get it fixed. Okay. For those of you who hate the algebra, please come today. Okay. Because I can fix algebra. I've been teaching algebra longer than you've been alive. So I can fix it. Okay. All right. Last one. Try to set this one up. Okay. All right, let's do this one. So I have a dash and a dot. So they're not the same. So if they aren't the same, they add to 180. So let's combine my like terms. Subtract the 56. And now we divide. And you're done. Okay. So we're just about out of time. So here's my question. In the private chat, besides the algebra, besides these, what we did with the little slips of paper, how do we feel about all of this? Or just tell me how you feel in general. Okay. All right. So I'm looking at the IXL stuff, and a bunch of you guys are moving along really well, and that's great. So I'd really like it if people kept working on the IXL and get that stuff done and out of your hair. Because next week you'll be able to take that quiz, okay? And get that out of your way. And then it's just winter break, man. And you're done with math. Okay. But if you're not 100%, then we can keep practicing next week. All right. But if you've already done it, then we're good too. All right. So here's what I'd like you to do. I'd like everyone to go and have a great day, but please work on IXL tonight. All right. We've done a lot of practice. So let's keep your brain in math mode for a little while. And when you do some homework tonight, it might be a little easier. Okay. All right. Everyone have a great day, and I will talk to you all later. Have a great day. Kat. Oh, never mind. I lost her. She's gone. Any of you ladies and gentlemen have questions?